Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are going to talk about one of the major problems all tanks are encountering in World of Tanks Blitz, aka the mobility and specifically the bad one. Maybe that you already noticed this, but basically it's been a very long time since the last time we saw a not so mobile tank in the game. And it's actually really simple to understand why. Wargaming a long time ago announced that they wanted to get something that was closer to arcade game, because you have World of Tanks PC that is a mix between arcade and historical, you have War Thunder that is really historical, and of course World of Tanks Blitz had to find its place. And to do that, Wargaming decided, well, it's a mobile game, so let's give them mobile criteria when it comes to tank game. And to do that, they had to get rid of bad mobility, because of course when you are playing a phone game and when you take a look at all the tier 10, if you had a really slow tier 10, except maybe for one or two of them like the mouse that was implemented at the beginning of the game, but still most of them are quite mobile and will go above 32 kilometers per hour. But sometimes Wargaming still wants to renew the experience and they are going for really slow tanks that are just showing themselves or proving themselves totally useless on the battlefield. The Turtle Mark 1 is the perfect example. Basically, the top speed is 20 kilometers per hour, and even if you try to equip it correctly, maximizing the mobility, it will not change. It's 20 and 20 only. And the main problem of this is that for all the people that bought the tank, you are gonna soon realize that it's literally impossible to play in the current playstyle. Everyone is going to be faster than you, which means that you can't place yourself correctly. If you go on the wrong side of the map, you are just not going to do your damage, which makes the tank not fun, etc, etc. And now most of you are probably going to tell me, well, Pantoufleee, if you don't like those tanks, just don't play it. And in a way, you are totally right. But I just want to do this video for the people that don't necessarily have a lot of money and that can only allow themselves to buy shitty tanks, kind of, because usually when the Turtle MK1 is coming back into the shop, as Wargaming knows that they failed this tank, they are just gonna rip it off in terms of pricing and probably put it to 3k gold maximum. And of course, usually when you are a new player and you don't necessarily know what you buy, you go for the Turtle thinking, hey, I finally get a premium tank, and you face a reality. Now there is another problem. Of course, when you have this kind of tank, a slow tank surrounded by extremely mobile tanks, there is nothing you can do, right? I mean, let's take a look at the lines up here. The 112 Glacial is not necessarily the fastest tank, but still can circle me. AMX 5100 is fast. Hori Tier 1 is fast. Yak Panther 2 is fast. Yak Tiger, sorry, 8.8 centimeter, as it's an old tank, still respects the mobility rule, aka the more you are armored, the less you move fast. Panther is fast and T-71 is fast. So basically, out of 7 tanks, there is only one that is not capable of circling me. Do you understand what it means for the slow tank? They are slowly dying, pun intended, because obviously they are not fitting this type of game. And I swear to God, it's not necessarily a video only about the Turtle MK1, but before you buy a tank, always check the mobility, guys, because seriously, in this game, if you buy a tank that is not mobile at all, it's impossible for you to play correctly. On top of that, most mobile tank, not mobile tank, are supposed to have armor. At least this is how they sold the Turtle MK1 at first. But in reality, every single one of those tanks, in order to not make them broken, have a freaking weak spot somewhere that makes it impossible to use the armor correctly. Honestly, I wouldn't mind the Turtle MK1 if the only possibility to penetrate the tank was the lower plate weak spot. If it was the only possibility to penetrate it, even if it was not mobile, it would at least justify the fact that you are going only at 20 kilometers per hour. But in reality, what's gonna happen is, even if you try to use your tank with 10 degrees of gun depression, as long as someone switches to gold shells, it's over. And it's just impossible for those tanks to be shootable in the game anymore. Not with the current meta, not with the current tanks, and not with the current updates Wargaming is making to the game. So this is going to be the final word of this video. Do not buy slow tanks. I beg you, boys. I really beg you. There are some rare exceptions, don't mind me, like for example the mouse, but that's pretty much the only exception I can make. Like literally I don't see any other tank, maybe the Badger, but I don't even count it as slow because nowadays even this one, what is supposed to be the slowest tier 10, received the buff allowing it to go to 30 and more kilometers per hour. So yeah, be careful while you're purchasing, while you are shopping for tanks, because you could be more disappointed than acclaimed for it. Hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. And personally, I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.